Regular Sonora City Council meeting to order for Monday, June 6th at 5:08 p.m. I apologize to the public. We're a few minutes late. We're taking care of some closed session business. And just so everyone knows, we gave direction to staff. Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Hawkins.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Plummer.
Here.
Councilmember Such.
Here.
Councilmember Garaventa.
Here.
Councilmember Sagerstrom.
Here.
Okay, let the record show all 5 of us are here. Already reported out for closed session. Approval of the agenda. Anything? Okay. Okay, so next to presentations, receive an update from Tuolumne County District 1 Supervisor, Mr. David Goldenberg. I'd keep it off and make them yell.
Test, test. There we go. Okay, thanks. So good evening. Yeah, it's been a little bit, few things to cover. Obviously tomorrow is the election, and I know we have some candidates in the room, so best of luck to anybody who's running here as well as at the county level. COVID is persistently still a problem. It's not near as bad as it was, but we had 122 cases, 6 in the hospital, and recently we had a couple more deaths. So it's still there. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. Well, this is actually an agenda item, so I'll leave alone the TUD acquisition. Some things going on at the county level still. The Fire Safety Advisory Committee is still working on vegetation management ordinance, working with Chief New on it. She's been, as I've said before, so very helpful, and so thanks, Amy. I think she's back there, yeah. We've had a total of 6 public meetings. I think we've had 5 meetings with the Farm Bureau addressing ag concerns. We're getting closer, but it's going to be a little bit longer. We've got another public meeting coming up on June 15th in the evening. It'll be in the board chambers at 6 p.m. Yeah, everything, and you guys are going right into it as well. Budget, right? It's budget season. So, tomorrow the county will be having their first budget meeting. Depending, it's possible we could have another special meeting in between, but right now it's not scheduled. So it'll be a meeting tomorrow and then a meeting on the 15th. But depending on agenda items, it's possible we might call a special meeting in between. Takes a while to get through the budget process. And, just definitely, we, as a board, we've concentrated on public safety, and I'm confident that we'll continue to do so. But we've got a lot of other things going on in the hopper and a lot of employees to look after and all of that. I'm on the homeless Commission on Homelessness. Continue to be moving forward on areas there. And I know we've had discussions with the city in the past, and I'm sure we're going to continue to do so. Solid Waste Committee, been pretty active. Jim, you've been helpful in speaking, bringing up points there. Thank you. As we get more into fire season, the situation of the potential PG&E, the public safety power shutoffs are going to be, looming, with us. So far it's been fairly mild, but that can change tomorrow, right? So just encouraging both at the county level, the city level to, have people be prepared, in case they have power outage. We did have a wildfire preparedness town hall at the fairgrounds this last Saturday, and it was really good. We had OES, Tuolumne County Sheriff's Office, Forest Service, Animal Control, American Red Cross, CERT teams, Fire Safe Council. There's some private entities that were interested in, offering their services. So again, it's that time of year for preparedness. So other than that, that's pretty much all I have, other than I did get to attend a Paul McCartney concert with my wife. So that was fun. And I'll take any questions if you have any. He's 79. He's a little bit aging, a little bit wobbly at times, but what a show person. He did a fantastic job. Yeah.
I was just curious about the level of the county budget. Is there sort of a general figure that you're working around?
Well, we'll have presentation tomorrow that'll give us the most updated numbers. I think it's looking, pretty decent. I think we've got some fund balances that are maybe, looking pretty solid, or maybe even a little bit better than expected. Sales tax and TOT funds continue to be, very stable, if not up somewhat. So that gives us some options. But one thing we are looking at doing is trying to build up our reserves, because our reserves, quite frankly, are way too low. We're sitting at a little under $4 million on reserves, and we need to be up at 10 or 12 million. So we need to plan for the future, and that's going to be part of our discussions. Yeah.
I'll watch the live broadcast.
Okay.
Well,
Anybody else?
And I'll film the live broadcast.
There you go.
Most of the public doesn't realize the football that essentially that the five of you got passed. And I mean it, every single supervisor that's in there right now is doing an exquisite job, doing an excellent job. And, again, I have a good relationship with all five supervisors. I'll say that. I really do. But, the issues that were inherited, the problems that were inherited, every single one of you and county staff is working like overtime, working extra hard to try to tackle. And the differences of thought when there are arguments over what to do with the budget, not again with county staff and supervisors, it's only to benefit the county. And I'm really grateful for that. So.
Well, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it. It's a challenge, but we're going to continue moving forward. It's a balancing act, right? You want to look at your employees, you want to look at things that you want to do, and you want to plan for any things that may not go right in the future, some downturns, so that, again, it can be a challenge at times. So. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And I'm I'm sorry, but I need to step out. I won't be able to participate in the rest of the meeting, but good seeing you all, and reach out to me whenever you need to.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Supervisor. And up next, item number 5 is introduction and swearing in a Police Corporal Thomas Brickley. When I see Thomas in public, I'm going to really have fun with this one.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Honorable Council. No action needed on this item. I think you all know by now how much I enjoy recognizing achievements of our people, and tonight's no exception. Come on up here, Thomas. So, as you know, 2 corporal positions were recently established for the police department. So this is a junior leadership position that we established to expand our agency's supervisory leadership oversight. Prior to this, we have 2 sergeants spread out for 24/7. That doesn't quite work. So with the addition of these corporal positions, it'll help us give some better leadership and expand our leadership throughout the agency. Excuse excuse me. So in April, we tested to fill this new position, and Thomas was officially promoted on May 14th. As the very first corporal the city of Sonora has ever had. So you may have heard some of this before, but Thomas he was born in Modesto but raised in Twainhart. He's a graduate of Somerville High School and has a lot of local work history, including emergency medical technician, ski patrol section leader. He joined our agency as a community service officer, volunteer, in 2017 and was selected to attend a police academy under sponsorship from our agency in 2018. Sworn in as a police officer in 2019. So there's a fast tracking pattern here we're seeing with this guy. Thomas assumes many roles, including field training officer, driver's training officer, taser instructor, Narcan program administrator, and public information officer. He's the president of the Sonora Police Officers Association and has spent time mentoring young police volunteers and was the recipient of the 2021 Officer of the Year Award. Is that enough yet? All right. Most importantly for this, he really prepared himself for this position, and that was evident during the testing process. And he displays many qualities that assures me that he will grow to be a strong leader in policing. So with that, I have Thomas's mom, Gail, here. I think you may even recognize her. But she'll be pinning his badge. I'm going to administer the oath first, and then we'll have her do the honors. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Thomas Brickley,
Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and I will faithfully discharge the duty on which I'm about to enter. You have the honor. All right. I will mention that it took me nearly 5 years to get promoted to corporal in my first agency, so he's got me beat. Looking for good things, no pressure.
So thank you, Chief, and congratulations. Okay, so next is public comment for non-agenda items. The public may address the council on any item of public interest not otherwise on the agenda that is within the jurisdiction of the city. No action may be taken. Matters to be addressed may be referred to city staff or placed on a subsequent meeting agenda. Speakers are limited to a 3-minute presentation. If participating via Zoom, please raise your hand using the raise your hand feature or dial *9 and then *6 to unmute. And then tonight, I think we're going to start with the Zoom calls first, and then we'll move to the public. So starting from the Zoom, I see the Sonora Chamber of Commerce.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. This is Katie Dunn. I'm the president of the Sonora Chamber of Commerce, coming to you via Zoom to remind everybody that this Saturday, second Saturday, June 11th, is our first concert of the summer concert series. Our summer concert series at Coffell Park is sponsored by Visit Tuolumne County. And this Saturday, we will be featuring an awesome dance band from Murphy's called the Star Dogs. Our concerts are from 8 to 10 p.m. every second Saturday from June through October. And they're always free, and we encourage you to bring your own chair for your own comfort. On July 9th, we will have the burn permit. August 13th, we will be featuring Tim McCaffrey and the Neighborhood Sound. September 10th is Nathan and Friends. And on October 8th ends our concert series, and we will be featuring King Hippo. So that's all I have to report tonight, unless you have any questions for me.
Anyone have any questions? Thank you, and thank you for all that you do. Yes, very exciting.
You're so
Okay.
welcome.
I love the Chamber of Commerce. Okay, so is there anyone else on Zoom that would like to speak? Okay, then I will go with the audience in here. Come on up, sir.
Hi, my name's Alan Zimmerly. I was here about a month ago. I'm with the Historic Dome Preservation Group, the nonprofit group that looks to acquire the dome and renovate it with the idea of opening a regional art and culture center. Our plan is to renovate through, through grant funding. I wanted to bring to you a progress report, and unfortunately there's been no progress. We still have the difficulty with the school board that does not seem to be able to make a decision. The building has been empty for a long, long time. It's been surplus property for almost 4 years now. At the last school board meeting, the idea was raised to look for a bond measure for $10 to $12 million to renovate the dome and to perform the delayed maintenance on the Casino High School buildings. The idea being that the school district would retain the building, renovate it, and then become a landlord. Try to pay off the bond through tenants in the building. That's where it stands right now. There's a school board meeting tomorrow night, but the dome is not on the agenda. So it's been stalled again, and that's the status of it at this point. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, would anyone else in the audience here like to speak?
Hi, I'm Chris Barsanti. I just want to mention that I'm here representing the League of Women Voters Observers Corps. And as you know, our purpose is to ensure transparency and accountability from our leaders. So that's why we're here. And I would encourage everybody, if you haven't already, to please vote. Tomorrow's the deadline. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay, is there anyone else? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on to the consent calendar. Items on the consent calendar considered routine and will be voted on in one motion unless a council member or member of the public has a question or wishes to discuss an item. In that case, the item will be removed from the consent calendar and considered separately. Item number 6, approval of city council minutes for May 2nd, 2022 and May 16th, 2022. Item 7, approval of disbursements in the amount of $170,753.63 for payroll inclusive of employee salaries, employer and employee taxes and retirement contributions, miscellaneous voluntary employee deductions, holiday pay and other adjustments, including retro pay. Item number 8, consideration to approve resolution number 6-2022A, creating a new class description for administrative services offer and update the class descriptions for fire engineer and part-time executive assistant / deputy city clerk. Item number 9, consideration adoption of resolution number 06-06-2022B, supporting the Tuolumne Utility District's TUD acquisition of Pacific Gas and Electric's PG&E owned water rights and related assets. Item number 10, consider approval of Memorandum of Understanding between Chicken Ranch Rancheria of Miwok Indians of California, Tuolumne County Transportation Council, Tuolumne County, City of Sonora, and Blue Zones Project for implementation of Gold Rush Trail Project. And then item number 11, consider adoption of Resolution 06-06-2022C supporting the City of Sonora's Active Transportation Program, ATP, grant project application, Gold Rush Multi-Use Path, Phase 1. That was a lot to read. Okay, so would the council like to pull anything? Okay, would anyone like to comment? Before I move to public comment.
I would just like to say that the Gold Rush Trail project, I think, will be a huge benefit to the community. And as I participated in understanding the plans and going on tours, it's going to be fantastic if we can get the funding. So I'm all for moving that forward, as I am for supporting the Tuolumne Utilities District acquisition of PG&E water rights and assets.
Excellent, thank you. Anyone else?
Ditto.
Yeah, I was gonna say mega dittos on that. Okay,
Well, I would also add ditto and then once again reemphasize that the DUD moving ahead on acquiring local water rights is a first and something that they will need public support on. And this is so important to our county that we cannot under or overemphasize it.
you know, I was talking to Don right before we had that one meeting with all of us together, which one, the city council and the Tuolumne County Board of Supervisors were together, but along with the Tuolumne Utilities District. And he said, yeah, it's been a long time or something like that. And I made the joke. I didn't realize he was talking about the three entities coming together. I said, yeah, it's been 170 years. It's about time we acquired our own water rights. So I think this is a great thing to move forward with. So anything we can do to support. So then I will ask the public if they have any comments. Come on up, sir.
Oh, wait, I made a mistake. This is not for the trail, right?
Yes, this has to do with the, yes.
I was bouncing back and forth. Yeah, I think the Gold Rush Trail is a fantastic move for the city. Of course, over the last couple of years, we've had some fatalities between here and the college. You know, going out towards Columbia, it's very narrow, of course, on that trail. So as far as, like you guys have said, public safety, this is a huge, huge step for our community. So thank you.
Cool, thank you. Okay, anyone else? Okay, then I'll bring it back to the council for a motion in a second, unless anyone else wants to say anything.
I'll go ahead and move to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Okay,
I'll second.
good. Okay, motion.
Seconded, but it doesn't matter.
Motion by Councilmember Garaventa, second by Councilmember Segestrom. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any noes? Any abstentions? Okay, passes 5-0. Okay, excellent. On to public hearings. Introduced by title ordinance number 884, amending the zoning map through the rezoning of assessors parcel numbers 035-180-049 and 073 and 074, 035-142-023 and 024, and then 035-263-020 from single-family residential, R1, to limited multifamily residential, R2, and waive the first reading. Rochelle.
Thank you. So staff is asking you to consider introducing by title, like you stated, ordinance number 884. This is a rezoning ordinance. It includes the parcel owned by Stephen Schroeder. Actually, he is in the audience tonight. He was the original applicant. He applied for a parcel map at that location. It's a 4.5 acre parcel. His parcel map included 4 parcels and a remainder. That parcel map has since been approved by the planning commissioner, contingent on several conditions, but also one of them is that he had to have the property rezoned. The property was inconsistent between the general plan and the zoning for that parcel, as well as the other parcels in that area. And that's why the city also included a city-initiated rezone as a cleanup of that area for you tonight to consider. It was originally on the zoning now, it's zoned R1. However, the land use designation for that under the general plan is limited multifamily residential. I'm sorry, is medium density residential. That is not consistent. So staff is requesting that that be rezoned to limited multifamily residential under our zoning, which is R2. And that will bring it consistent with what is included in the general plan. It's important that we do not reduce the density. So if we went the other way and actually switched and had that go back to single family, we would be lessening the density in our city. And under the new state laws, it becomes an issue because then we have to offset it somewhere in the city with increasing density somewhere else. So staying consistent with state law as well as doing some cleanup of that area. And the intent, as per the general plan and the environmental impact report that was done at the time, was for that to go to the higher density area, we did reach out to all the additional property owners to talk to them and if any of them wanted to be removed from this consideration and answer any questions that they had. We met with anybody that requested it, and nobody requested that their parcel be removed from being rezoned to the higher density R2. So we have a total of 6 parcels that we're bringing forward. 2 are vacant parcels, which includes Mr. Schroeder's property. And then the others all have single-family homes on them. We do include a map of the area as on page 58 of your packet, and it does show the parcels that are proposed for being rezoned. They are along McCormick Drive, and they are, like I said, currently zones R1, but this will bring them to R2. The Planning Commission did consider this, and they are recommending that the council approve the ordinance as drafted and included under ordinance number 884. They are exempt from CEQA because the item was already considered. The higher density was considered under the EIR for the general plan when it was set for the multifamily designation. So we did do a public hearing. We did not, actually did not have anybody speak against it at the Planning Commission, nor did we receive any concerns from the public. And we are asking that you waive the first reading and, or introduce and waive the first reading. And we'll bring it back to the next meeting if it's approved tonight.
Any council members have? Go ahead, Mark.
So the neighbors who are notified of this, I was just curious, how much advance notice do they get before the planning commission meeting?
So we do, the people that are being asked to have their property rezoned, or the people, that are just notified surrounding where the project where is.
Just the general notification.
So they get a 300-foot, we do a 300-foot notification for everybody around the property, and it goes out 10 days, just like the public hearing notice.
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Such.
I mean, I'm certainly going to approve this. I'm for higher density housing. I just have a question about the map. I'm not sure I understand it. There are 3 spots that are circled in red. And I drove up there and I could find the 3 smaller parcels. And I think I could find that large parcel that says R1. But where are the 2 parcels that are vacant? Are they in the R1 boundary?
So there's, where it says R1, there's actually 3 parcels there.
There are 3 parcels.
And then there's a larger vacant parcel, which is his 4.5. And then I know it's hard to see because there's an easement that goes through there. That's why it looks like there's a road, but it's actually an easement. But that actually, there's actually an extra property line there. So there's 3 parcels in that location, 2 of which are vacant and 1 has
There's
a
a
house.
house. I saw the house, and then there's
Yep,
a large
and then there's another,
open space kind of going
yeah,
down the
there's
hill.
another vacant one next to it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is kind of hard when the way it's set up.
I just thought that was the 4th address, because I
Right.
could find the address on that one. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I think this is great,
Okay.
so.
Any other questions from the council? Okay, so then I will turn it over to any public comments. I'll go to Zoom first. Anyone on Zoom have any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, then I will ask for any comments from here in the audience. Mr. Schroeder, did you want to come up and say anything? Yeah, I mean,
So we bought this parcel last year with the intent of building a home for us to retire on and join the community. The other parcels that we're splitting off are going to be for other people to come and join us, in the community. There has been some question if we wanted to develop some high-density housing or something in there, and that is absolutely not the intent that we have. And the only reason we're requesting the rezoning change is because it's being required. So.
cool. Welcome. Thank you for wanting to be up here. It's a great place to live. So.
Oh, absolutely. So looking forward to joining the community.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Cool. I was going to ask council if there are any questions of him. So, okay.
No.
Cool. Thank you.
The more homes we can get, the better.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Then I'll bring it back to the council and let's look for a motion. Any other further discussion?
Okay, then I'll go ahead and move to introduce Title 884, amending the zoning map for the rezoning of the listed parcels from R1 to R2 and waive the first reading.
I'll
Second.
It's okay, you can have it.
You got beat again, Mark.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Competition.
Okay. Okay, motion by Councilmember Garaventa, second by Mayor Pro Tem Plummer. Okay, so all those in favor say aye.
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 Any noes? Any abstentions? Okay, passes 5-0. Thank you. Okay, there is no unfinished business. Next on to new business. Item number 13, consider approval of an employee agreement between the City of Sonora and Melissa Eads for the position of City Administrator with a base salary of $150,000 annually and for the term of 5 years.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Have the opportunity to present to you Melissa Eads' appointment potentially for the position of permanent city administrator. What you have before you is an employment agreement that we're required by law to approve at a regular meeting. It has a base salary of $150,000 and then escalates in a similar way with other similar benefits that's in the Sonora Management Association's MOU for our administrative and director level staff. One notable difference is that Melissa happens to be a PEPR employee, which means that she is somebody who's under the, don't want to make it sound bad, but the cheaper retirement system. So there is a few differences in the city's contribution and matching system because of that. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, but it is a 5-year agreement and it would take place basically right about at her 6-month mark, beginning of the fiscal year on July 1st of 2022. And she would be sworn in as the permanent city administrator at that first meeting in July, if this was approved.
Any council member questions? Doug, I've had all my questions answered. I know the other council members have spoke with you also regarding the contract. I spent probably a half hour, 45 minutes the other day with you. So, okay, so then I'll leave my comments for when we bring it back to the council, unless council has anything they want to say. Okay, so ask for any Zoom comments. Anyone from Zoom like to comment? Okay, then I will ask for any members of the public. Would any members of the public like to comment? Wow, this is not what I expected, so that's great. Okay, so I'll bring it back to the council, and then I'll make a couple comments. With the initial of us hiring Melissa, there was definitely a public comment, and I take all public comments pretty seriously. So after doing my own looking and investigating, that sort of thing, I will be proud to sign this contract, proud to approve this contract. You came on and you just hit the ground running, and I really appreciate it. I mean, already it's been like a breath of fresh air coming into this council, and I think I speak for the rest of us that we're really proud to have you and really grateful that you're here, and look for the many years of service that you will be here. So, is there any council member discussion? Oh,
I just want to say that you actually have made me regret my decision not to run for city council, because I think, sorry, you guys, but it's just, I can tell this is, the council will be really pleased moving forward here. So, welcome is not the right word because you've been here since January, but really happy to see you at the helm.
and the time has flown by, hasn't it? It really has. So,
May I make a
yes.
comment? I also, from, these last 6 months, it has been, a challenge for all of us, but Melissa has really smoothed our way. And I know that the whole environment and attitude of both the council and the employees has been heightened by her enthusiasm and also her willingness to just dive right in and take on the amazing challenges that are in front of us. And for the next 5 years, good going. So.
Cool.
So while we're applauding you, I also want to applaud your work and your enthusiasm, and I think some novel solutions to some long-term problems that we've had, or if not solutions, at least new approaches. And that's always welcome. And I look forward to working with you for some number of years, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Well, I mean, God willing for me, I'm the one who's going to get killed.
Well,
Okay.
that's an optimistic
Yeah.
comment.
At risk. I mean, no. It's tree rights that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Anyway, I first remember running into Melissa when I was on the Transportation Council as a Citizens Advisory Committee, and she was under Darren and with the working at the county, or at the Transportation Council, and then she left to go back over to Calaveras County, and I didn't think we'd see you again. Here you are, and I think you're just going to do a wonderful job for the city, so congratulations.
Thank you all for trusting and investing in me. I am truly grateful to everyone. I'm really motivated and inspired by this team, and I hope together we accomplish great things. So thank you for this opportunity.
Okay. So with that, we've already gotten public comment. I will look for a motion.
Now we get to vote her down? What?
I will.
I'd like to make the motion.
Okay.
If I may. I'd like to make a motion to approve an employment agreement between the City of Sonora and Melissa Eads for the position of City Administrator with a base salary of $150,000 annually and for a term of 5 years.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Such, second by Councilmember Garaventa. This is a really big deal. I think this is really awesome. So yeah. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstentions? Congratulations. Okay, on to, let's see, we have monthly reports, communications, councilmember department head reports. Chief Vanderweel.
Good evening. Snuck up on me, so I won't pull my notes out. But recently, I reported out that we rolled out our Narcan for our officers, our program to everybody, and it's been a couple months now. I just wanted to report that we've had a total of 3 effective uses of the Narcan, 2 separate incidents, and 3 people that were ultimately revived because our officers had it with them. So success so far.
Wow.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I think Thomas Brickley is probably to your friendliest officer. He is really, I mean, he stopped one day while he was training, and I was in the garden down in my grubs, and we had this nice conversation and met the new employee. But he's really so engaged with the community, and I really appreciate that. And I always like to wave at him now.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Chief New. Already? It's a quick council meeting tonight. This is rather pleasant.
So I did want to report back out that the community fire reduction communities list through the Board of Forestry that we applied for, with your permission, is being voted on tomorrow at their board meeting, and City of Sonora is on the list, and that will be giving us priority funding for grants moving forward. So I'll be keeping an eye on that and be able to report back to you if we made the list or not, but keep our fingers crossed. Not this hand, but these. This one. So,
Yeah.
Community Development Director, Rochelle. Okay. City Finance Director. Okay. And then next is our City Attorney.
So I have to do this because of the fact that I'm taking my family on a vacation that was promised in 2020. So I won't be here for the next couple of meetings when 2 of the esteemed members of the council will be leaving. So I just wanted to take a moment, while I was here in person, to say thank you to both of them. Council member Garaventa, who was part of the team that brought me in nearly 6 years ago and gave me the honor of being the city attorney for all of this time, and then council member Such, who we worked a lot together over the last couple of years, and they have been just indispensable to this council in terms of the leadership. And I think both of them can say, at least from my vantage point, that they have left the city so much better off than from when they came. And so it's just like to say personally, thank you. And that we will miss you. And so at least I will. So I can speak for myself. So with that, looking forward to our new members, but it's been a true honor to be able to work and assist you. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Melissa.
No additional comments from me. Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Hey, Councilmember Segerstrom.
Oh, already?
I'm gonna put you on the spot again.
Oh, no. I just a few things. I have been attending the Central Sierra Economic Development Council, and coming up are meetings about a large community economic resiliency fund that's up like $40 to $60 million that the seven county area of the spine of Sierras will be applying for, and hopefully will get distributed to the 7 counties and 3 cities that are part of the funding area. So Melissa and I are going to meet with the Sierra Business Council on Wednesday. If anybody else is interested in finding out more about this grant, it's I think 9 a.m. on Wednesday with Steve Frisch from the Business Council, who will be the convener of this big grant push. So I think it could be fabulous for all of the projects that we have that are about resiliency and economic development in the community. And I also went to the TCTC city meeting to support Caltrans funding for the Washington and Stockton intersection. That was really interesting. We also talked about the Gold Rush Trail, and We had a preliminary budget meeting this morning for the 22-23 budget. So that was also wonderful and very illuminating. So thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Councilmember Garaventa.
Well, didn't really have many meetings except for small staff meetings, so I wasn't going to report, but I must say, Doug, I thank you so much for your kind words, and hopefully, hope you have a safe, nice vacation. Wish I was going. Thanks.
Instead of driving to New York.
Yeah.
In August.
Yeah.
Councilmember Such.
Let's see. On the 19th, I actually took Jackie to lunch. It was her last day here, and we were hoping Melissa could join us, but you were tied up. But I enjoyed working with her a lot. I also attended the Tuolumne County Commission on Homeless Housing Ad Hoc Committee. That committee has met some bumps and needs to sort of back up and reimagine a little bit. On the 31st, I attended the Fire Safe Council, and lots of really good projects going on that they're sort of administering, not many for the city, but just in surrounding areas. And then I was an hour late to the meeting with Darren, Melissa, and Matt about the Stockton Road Transit Project. That's very out of character for me, but I thought it was at 2, not 1. But I think some really good decisions have been made for that project moving forward. And this morning, a budget meeting. And and I also attended a board meeting for Resiliency Village. I've joined that board, and we'll be working with them. I mean, I've been on that board for a while, but I'll be working with them a lot more when I'm no longer on the council. So you'll still be seeing me once in a while.
I hope so.
And also, I'd like to thank you, Doug, for your kind words. I've loved the periodic phone calls and sort of, learning the business from the legal mind. So I've appreciated your good counsel. Thanks.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Everybody here, meaning the audience, in addition to us, loves this city, and I would encourage everyone to get out and vote tomorrow, because we have an election, and that's when we get to determine our future. And it best represent as people signal their preferences and not so preferences. So go vote.
Thank you. Okay, I received a email from Dave Schweitzer. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. And it said, just a note to thank you for your past support of our application for a shaded fuel break on the Jamestown and Sunshine Hill Roads area. I received notice that CAL FIRE has awarded the requested amount for the 31-acre project, most likely to be started in early 2023 after final agreements are in place and CEQA procedures can be completed. As you know, competition for these fire prevention grants is quite daunting, and why some are granted and others are not is unknown to me, but I am confident that having local support plays an important part in the decision process. This is great. This is great news. Just because a fire starts in Jamestown or anywhere else in this county doesn't mean it's going to stop at the city limits, or if it starts in the city limits doesn't mean it's going to just stop there. So we all have to work together to stop the fires and do what we can for fire prevention, which is something I'll throw out there. And I know the chief has educated me a lot since we had our gigantic burn piles at our home. If you have dry grass, don't use a lawnmower. Please don't use a lawnmower. Weed eaters with nylon string, perfect. But for the love of everything in your community, don't use a lawnmower in your dry grass. It will start a fire, and then we'll have a big mess, and fire department will have to show up. So please don't do that. So other than that, I'm going to be leaving very soon because my youngest daughter's birthday is today, and she's 9, and she said I better be there. So thank everyone for being here, and we will end the meeting at 5:57 p.m.